You're listening to Winnipeg's Classic 107. My name is Simon Krassnigg. The University Singers are a high-end choral performance ensemble who perform an exciting and challenging array of repertoire under the direction of Dr. Elroy Friesen. Now, this weekend, the U Singers will hold their annual Pops concert, a concert which has gone virtual. And to tell us more about it, I'm joined by University Singers President Kyle Briscoe, Vice President Kyra Krassnigg, and Public Relations Eugene Salvador. Hello, everybody.
Hello, thank you so much for having us.
Oh, it's my pleasure. So let me begin. Full disclosure, I'm a U Singers alumnus. I think I even have a jacket somewhere in a closet behind me. But before we get chatting about the choir, Kyle, I'd like to begin with you. You're a fourth-year student at the Des Hotels Faculty of Music. And I'm wondering, what has this school year been like so far?
That's a great question. In short, it's been completely different and all new for everybody, really. We've moved completely online for the most part, aside from a few in-person classes, but those have also recently moved online as well. So yeah, it's been a lot of adapting to new environments, but it's been a great time, especially being a part of this choir has been something that's been needed for me to keep sane. So
can you tell me a little bit more about that? What does choir provide to you?
Yeah, so choir gives me a sense of community, and I think that's been what's missing for a lot of us this year. It allows me to connect with people who are good friends of mine I've known for years, and we get to sing together, which is something that I love to do a lot. So.
There's a lot of nodding going on in this chat that we're connecting through digitally. And like you say, it's been a year of isolation, people in their rooms connecting digitally. Kyra, can I ask you specifically about the choral component of the school year? Have the U Singers been able to gather at all this year?
Yeah, so what our director, Elroy Friesen, did was before the school year started, he divided our choir into two separate groups. So he separated the altos and sopranos and then the tenor and the basses. So we rehearse on two separate days. So it was really interesting going in, being in an all-women's choir again. I was in the University of Manitoba Women's Chorus first couple of years of my degree, and I had moved into singers last year. And so going back to that all-woman sound was, it was nice in the beginning. I love singing in all-girl choirs, but just missing that core sound that you get from the male sound has been, and then we got the news a couple weeks ago that we'd be rehearsing all online, which has been a whole other adventure in itself.
I can only imagine. I mean, I was where you guys were, sitting and performing under the direction of Elroy, who is just so engaging, and he's so inclusive, and he just builds such a sense of community. So to take that community online, Eugene, I'm wondering, what was that like for you? Have you been dealing with the dreaded Zoom lag? What's that process been like?
Oh yeah, everyone probably has dealt with that, but in a music setting, it's even more crucial that everything's, in time. Actually, this week we're having our first Zoom rehearsal, but I'm actually excited because I've never had a choir rehearsal through Zoom. It's always been in person up to this point.
Right.
But yeah, fingers crossed it goes well. I think it will, because Elroy knows his stuff. But
Elroy does know his stuff.
He knows what to do. Yeah.
Kyle, let me come back to you. So, I mean, obviously this has been a year of challenges. Why was it important for the U Singers to put on this Pops concert?
Yeah, that's a great question. The Pops concert, I think, is the one event that we do that is completely student-led. Like the leash has been unleashed, if you will, for this concert, and it's something that's so much fun. Because us, classically trained folk get to try on different genres, pop, rock, disco, country, folk. The list really goes on. And it's so great to be able to have that opportunity to share our art that is otherwise not showcased throughout the school year. So we didn't want that to go away amidst this pandemic. So that's why we've moved virtual with this event.
Kyra, what can audiences expect? I mean, as you heard Kyle mention there, this is an entirely student-directed concert, which in and of itself is a pretty exciting thing because you really don't know what you're going to get. What are audiences? What kind of performances can they expect to see?
Yeah, so in the past, we've had, sorry, my computer's dying, so I'm just plugging it in here.
We've all been there. We've all been there. I get it.
Yeah, so like Kyle said, it's really fun for us classical folk. Contrary to popular belief, we do enjoy other musics. So we hear, you can expect to hear lots of pop, rock, folk, music theater, purely instrumental pieces, whether that's classical or another genre.
And then, so how is this working? Has everything been pre-recorded, or is it going to be live tuned into Zoom? How's this all going to work?
Yeah, so it's actually going to be live streamed over Facebook. So when you purchase a ticket to the event, you're going to get invited to a private group, and we'll be live streaming the event through there. And yes, it is all pre-recorded, and we have a member of our council, our social media chair, Cole Henniger, is editing the video for us. So there are 23 acts, I believe,
Wow.
that have all been submitted over video, and it's we're splitting it into 2 acts, and it'll be pre-recorded, and then the video will be streamed on Saturday.
Oh, fantastic. There's a lot of work that obviously goes into this, and thrilled that it is happening. Kyle, coming back to you, just one last question. I mean, the You Singers Pops concert, I think, and correct me if I'm wrong, historically has been used as a sort of fundraiser for the choir. I remember performing for the longest time with a couple of friends in a Pops concert, I don't know, 10 years ago, 12 years ago, or whatever it was now. But we were on our way to Serbia and Montenegro and Hungary to perform with the Singers, as this is a performing ensemble. What's the plan for the rest of the year like for You Singers?
Yeah, so as you know, this is a fundraising initiative, and the group of the University of Manitoba Singers is a touring group. So with this concert in particular, we hope to raise funds to not only set up our year for success, but future years to have a better chance at things, especially because the pandemic has been a financial hardship on the music community because of the lack of performance. So this has been a great opportunity for that. In terms of the future, we, for right now, can't say too much, but we're hoping on planning a similar event in the spring to get students involved in performing again. I think I can speak for all of the council. When we were just moved on Tuesday night, we reviewed all the videos, and it's really, really fantastic to see the talent and creativity that's come through despite the circumstances we've been given. So it's really great to see.
Absolutely. Eugene, you're nodding over there. And just to clarify, this is also not just for the University Singers performing, it's also in collaboration with Women's Chorus and Concert Choir as well, right?
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, so that's another point to mention. We wanted to include as many voices as possible here to give everybody a chance to perform. So we've asked the 3 active choirs at U of M, so the University Singers, Women's Chorus, Concert Choir. We've also reached out to a number of alumni of the choir who have submitted acts, and you'll get to hear them as well, which is really exciting.
Well, I want to thank you all so much for taking the time today to chat with us about it at Classic 107, and wishing you well for the future, and excited that this is all going on this weekend.
Yes, thank you so much for having us.
Thanks so much for having us.
Thanks.
A night of student and alumnus performances from various musical genres and eras. The Pops Concert Virtual Edition is Saturday, November 21st, 7 p.m. For more details, visit facebook.com/University of Manitoba Singers or classic107.com.